going on, guys? So we just gotten a level of completion to our new house here. I've got a guy over here. He's cutting the stumps and he's throwing them in the river. So you can see, like, you know, he's cut this one here, and so we're going to use it for some of the erosion. But I want to just give you a little bit of a quick tour here. You know, like, this is pretty interesting. This papaya tree, you know, that I've got is just loaded with papaya. So, you know, there's some of these stumps, you know, you can see they're already starting to grow up here a little bit. This is yucca. So this right here, you pull it up. So you pull it up right here, and it has kind of like a potato. So you see here, this, you take the shell off, and it's kind of like a potato. I'll take this over here for later. These are mango trees right here. This is camu type of fruit. This is cocona. You can see these, you know, these yellow ones are ripe and ready. There's some lemon trees over there. So we're going to be growing, you know, a lot of different types of foods out here, but the main thing was kind of get some completion on this house. So it's a 3-bedroom, a little bit messy now because, you know, we just moved in, and just set up this solar pole. It doesn't have a whole lot of power, but it's enough to charge a battery and cell phone and run some lights at night. So you can see our bridge. My bridge is a little bit messy, but yeah, this is the house. I'll do like you know, a full tour sometime when I get a little bit more cleaned up. You can see they've been cleaning this ground. It's nice and clean now. And then you've got these large stumps that, or future stumps, where you can kind of see the water line, you know, is roughly somewhere about right here. And so what I'm going to end up doing is having them build another bridge, and you can see, like, a lot of the trees that kind of go in a line right there. So I think I'm going to have them build a bridge kind of right over the top of those stumps, and we might be able to put something else out here, because this is going to be a massive stump to try to get up. You can't use these trees. They're not good for lumber. They're not really good for anything. It's got this kind of like milky acid in it that is really bad for the chainsaws. It's just difficult to work with. So we're going to cut it up and basically use it to kind of secure the shoreline a little bit. You can see my old water tower in the back there. I had that set up as a pretty cool outdoor shower. So yeah, I'm gonna be getting, you know, this place ready. We're trying to get you know, maybe a few of these going, and this will provide some real world income to get into some, you know, some different trending crypto projects. In my last video, you know, I talked about you know, finding, you know, some of those hidden gems in this bull market that looks like we're just now kind of starting to get into. You know, you've seen you know, prices have pulled back after hitting all-time highs. You know, there's a few, I think, that offer a lot of opportunity. I mean, there's going to be a lot, I feel like, that are going to have, you know, a lot of potential. But you know, if you're looking at some of the, you know, the blockchains, you know, that are out there, a lot of them, you know, still kind of having, you know, some of these issues, and I don't know which blockchain is going to kind of, you know, rise to the top. It might be a combination of a lot of them. You know, Pulse Chain, I think, is one that has had a lot of attention around it, and a lot of upside potential. You know, it seems to be one of the ones that's the most stable, and you know, with low enough fees to be able to transact on it. And I think things are really growing in popularity, and so that's one that I've had my eye on, and I have a position in you know, Pulse Chain. Kind of basically got into the sacrifice phase, and so, you know, that didn't go as well, you know, this time around. You know, I think there's a lot of people that were kind of looking to get in kind of out of greed based on the performance of Hex, you know, when that first kind of got in. And so when that didn't happen, a lot of those people kind of, you know, sold out and got out. And I think that's kind of, you know, what we've seen. I think a lot of those people are out now. And so I think that there's a bottom forming in a sense, and kind of the pulse chain ecosystem. And there's certain coins that you can bridge to. For Ethereum, for Bitcoin, they have a wrapped version of that on Pulse Chain that matches the value in the form of a smart contract. But then they also have the copies, that came through on, if you were holding those coins during the snapshot. And so those have gone, wildly up and down in value. And I think it was kind of interesting to see like which stable coin, I think that was a big thing that people were wondering, like with a lot of people that had stable coins on Ethereum, were people just were they just gonna dump it for whatever they can get for it? Or are they gonna even know that it's there? Or is there gonna be, some value behind, some of those stable coins? And I think the one that seems to have gotten the most attention recently has been pDAI, and that is the one I think that has been talked about the most online when it comes to Richard Hart and some of the other people that are behind Pulse Chain. pDAI seems to be one that has a lot of upside potential if it does, reach peg. And there are entities and companies, Atropa, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I know they were behind the efforts to bring that into parity. I think the other one is Bitcoin. Like that was one I have a small position in on in the form of pWBTC. It's been a little bit dormant, but it's been slowly starting to pick up. And that one is one where you have the mirrored copy of Bitcoin, where you only have 150,000 holders. So it's much lower than like the 21 million coins that are out there. And not all those coins are active. Not all those coins are going to be used in the ecosystem. And there's quite a bit of liquidity behind that. And it's been a very speculative asset for a long time. And so I think those are some great opportunities on Pulse Chain. These are some of the ones that I think I would be looking to get into, so when I start doing some development on my land, taking a little bit of a chance with, some of the income, that we make, putting it into, some home run hitters. If any of these, start to see some correction where they come into parity, you're talking massive gains on some of those Pulse Chain pairs. So, there's some of the other blockchains, BNB has been down, quite a bit recently. I think that there was a lot of concern with all of the stuff that was kind of coming out with, the regulatory pressure the U.S. was putting on Binance with some of those, but it seems to have surged back in value recently with this uptick in the market. There's so many others to really talk about. I think that I don't see a whole lot of efficiency behind some of the bigger ones that are out there. When you look at Binance, when you look at Ethereum, Tron, even Solana. Solana is still number 5 in terms of market cap. It's come back quite a bit from its all-time lows. But I don't see as much excitement with things that are being built on Solana. I think that there was a lot of interesting dApps that were built on on the older versions of Ethereum back when the fees weren't so crazy. And I think a lot of that innovation kind of moved into Tron, and now I'm not really sure where it's at. I think it's kind of spread out over the market. I think that Pulse Chain has certainly attracted a lot of attention, and there's a lot of exciting projects there. I'm just kind of keeping my ear out for some of these and trying to understand a little bit more now that I'm going to be out here more full time and set up perhaps a nice little spot to do videos and do a little more research. I've been kind of busy basically getting this house livable, you know, and we've only been living in it, you know, for the last, you know, 3 nights. So we've got all of our stuff in there now, but it's real nice. You know, it's really beautiful. The sun sets over the river, so sunsets are amazing here. Sometimes they've had some incredible sunsets, and they've got these pink dolphins that are really interesting to see. You'll see some really strange noises that happen on the river sometimes, and you'll look out there and you'll see like a pod of dolphins, which is pretty amazing. It's one of the coolest things, you know, that I've seen out here. Lots of lots of bugs. You know, you can see here, like these are kind of old termite and ant mounds. You know, you can see they've got a few of them up in the trees. But these root systems are crazy. I think I'm going to have them take out some of these trees. You know, again, some of these ones are not really good for anything development-wise, and so we're going to be using a little bit more of this land here for agriculture, for farming, and using that, you know, to feed our guests. If we have more, like, you know, essentially we could probably sell it into the market. There might be some other opportunities, you know, with you know, with agriculture, but you know, all of that, you know, is more of something that's designed to kind of help support, you know, the end goal with this project of, you know, turning this into a little bit of a resort, that you also have the ability to, you know, I wanted to set this up so that you could drink ayahuasca out here and have some more of the other plant medicines available, and that's kind of the plan. That's what we're working on, and you know, I'll be sure to give you guys some updates as we go, and going to be you know, looking more into crypto projects that seem interesting to me, and trying to do some updates on ones I feel like have a lot of potential. And so you know, curious to hear your guys' thoughts, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video.